Live at 5, this is 13 News Now.
The December chill is in the air. Here's a look at the current temperature. You see there 35, but then factor in the wind chill there at 28.
Yeah, today was one of the coldest days of the year in Hampton Roads since January 9th. You might remember back, that's when we saw some heavy snowfall. There's some drone video right there, footage of that snow on your screen right now. And Jeff, any chance for any flurries tonight?
Yeah, definitely a chance. Most of us are not going to see them, but there are a few spots that have a decent shot at it. Can't tell you exactly which spots those will be, but there's definitely a pretty good chance of it. Look at the sunset. Same picture I've been showing you for the last hour or so, just as the sun got lower and lower. Now that it's below the horizon, beautiful sunset out there looking off to the west. Nothing on radar. There's nothing even close to us, but out in areas of Ohio and West Virginia, starting to gather some moisture that'll come over the mountains very quickly tonight. Right now we're at 37, winds still out of the west, and look at the dew point down to 9 degrees, so humidity level a very dry 31%, even at that low a temperature. So that really tells you something there. As we go through the rest of the evening and on into your overnight for the next 6 hours, temperatures holding fairly steady. They'll get down close to freezing, 8 o'clock or so. We think we'll be right at freezing, and then we'll probably climb as we go into the overnight. And there you can see that even changed in the middle of the forecast there. So again, about as low as we go as that warmer air comes in out ahead of this next Alberta clipper. That gives us milder air tomorrow. And as we said, chance for a couple sprinkles or flurries in a few isolated spots tonight. I'll have a lot more coming up.
All right, Jeff, thanks so much. Breaking news, one person is dead after a house went up in flames in Virginia Beach. Fire officials say the call came in just before 2 o'clock this afternoon. 13 News Now reporter Robert Boyd is live on Almond Court with what we know so far. Robert.
Well, David, we are learning a lot more about that person who lost their life today in that tragic fire. Now, this is according to neighbors, but neighbors say it was an older woman who lived in this house right here behind me with her husband. She was confined to a wheelchair and home alone when the fire broke out. Again, that's according to neighbors. Firefighters say the fire began in the bedroom just before 2 o'clock. Firefighters arrived within 5 minutes, and they pulled the woman from the home and delivered CPR to her in the front yard. She was taken to the hospital in an ambulance where she was pronounced dead. Neighbors say there was a tremendous amount of smoke coming out of the home, and they believe that this sweet old lady never had a chance.
She has a hard time getting around. I think she's always in a wheelchair, so she was by herself, so I guess she couldn't get out.
How sad is this again, just for the whole neighborhood?
Very sad. She, like I said, she's a very nice lady, and she doesn't deserve this at all, and it's very upsetting.
Now, Animal Control is also out here investigating. They say that there were two dogs inside the home at the time of the fire, but there is good news there. Those dogs were saved and rescued and are expected to be okay. Now, as far as the cause of this fire, that is still under investigation, and we're going to have much more reaction from neighbors coming up tonight at 6 o'clock. Live in Virginia Beach, Robert Boyd, 13 News Now.
Right now, a Virginia Beach police officer is home recovering after he was stabbed by a robbery suspect early this morning. Two 17-year-old boys are in custody right now, both on charges related to the robbery. One is also facing charges for allegedly assaulting the officer. 13 News Now reporter Ernie LeBeau is live in Virginia Beach. And Ernie, this crime spree spanned a couple of blocks.
That's right, Janet. I'm actually at the spot where it was all initiated. And here at Pleasure House and Shore Drive is where police tell us that they were flagged down by someone who reported being robbed at gunpoint. Well, now we know tonight 2 teens are in custody for that crime. Around 3 this morning, Virginia Beach police responded to a situation near Victory Road and Price Circle. That's where police say an officer encountered a teen who wasn't cooperating. And after a struggle to take the teen into custody, police say the boy stabbed the officer.
They put their lives on the line. I guess that's part of the job. It's an unfortunate part of the job, but it's sad commentary on where we are today.
The officer was released from the hospital and is expected to be okay. Shortly after this incident, the police connected the teen they took into custody to an attack and robbery near Pleasure House Road and Shore Drive.
Kind of shocked. Doesn't seem like the kind of place that anything bad would happen.
That's where police say they initially responded to a person who had flagged them down and reported being robbed at gunpoint. And now police have 2 teens in custody connected to that crime.
Come from the New York area, and it's safer in New York than it is down in Hampton Roads. I mean, every night on TV, there's 2, 3 shootings, stabbings.
Crimes some in the area say are becoming too common.
I know that people around the holidays definitely can get a little, they want something they can't have, and unfortunately they're going to do whatever they can to try and get it from someone.
Now tonight we do not know the extent of that officer's injuries, but like you said, that officer is now home and expected to be okay. That's the latest here in Virginia Beach. I'm Erin LeBeau, 13 News Now.
Man is in custody in Gloucester County after a deadly double shooting. 39-year-old Kenneth Miller is charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. On Monday, police found 29-year-old Helga Marie Frost, seen here dead in a home on Bellhaven. Second woman, Eleni Wright Bonnet, was shot, also taken to the hospital earlier today. 13 News Now learned that Wright Bonnet had died. We do not know what led to the shootings. Miller is being held without bond.
And Norfolk police have identified the man who was shot and killed on Harrell Avenue in Norfolk yesterday. They say 19-year-old Daquan Davis was shot around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. He was taken to the hospital where he died from his injuries. Police have not released a motive or suspect information. If you know anything about this shooting, please call the crime line.
A Virginia Beach man pleads guilty to arson and killing a dog after an incident that happened in May near Pungo. Fire officials say 28-year-old Luke Hill shot his 7-year-old pit bull twice, then set his detached garage on fire with that dog inside. A necropsy showed the dog survived the shots but died during the fire. Hill faces a maximum of 15 years behind bars. We're told he is expected to be sentenced in March.
The future of Huntington Middle School in Newport News is uncertain. The building has badly deteriorated over the years, with some saying it's no longer safe for students. 13 News Now reporter Jimmy Lee is live outside Huntington. And Jimmy, the students may have to transfer to other schools.
That's right, Janet. So the plan for this year is to keep students in the building for this school year. But for the next school year, the school board chairman tells me that he doesn't think the building will be safe enough. So that means that students would have to be sent to other schools until the school division can figure out what to do with Huntington Middle School. At first glance, Huntington Middle School may look structurally sound, but once you step inside, there's a lot that needs to be fixed.
The school is very, very old, and it's in disrepair in some areas.
A new HVAC system, new floors, ceilings, plumbing, asbestos mitigation, and other repairs would cost the school division millions. For years, the school board has been asking the city for money to renovate or replace the building, but the funds never came through.
And the city has been investing heavily in our economic engine, which is some of the projects that you've seen in City Center. So it's gotten pushed over.
The problem is now at a point where it can't be pushed over anymore. School board chairman Gary Hunter says the building won't be safe enough for the next school year.
I'm just afraid that the roof will fall in, the air conditioner doesn't work, the third floor is uninhabitable.
The city has approved over $2 million to study different options for the building. There's talk about turning it into a community center, which Councilwoman Sharon Scott says will get a lot of pushback from the community.
It sits in the heart of the African American community in the South District. It is an icon in that area. Not only do they want to rebuild the school, they want to retain that heritage.
Regardless of what happens to Huntington Middle School, whether it's renovated, torn down, or replaced with something else, the students who attend the school will have to go somewhere else until there's a permanent solution.
So those students will have to be rezoned to other schools.
And the school board chairman tells me that before they make the decision to rezone, they will hold a series of public meetings to get community input. He says the #1 priority here is the safety of the students. Live in Newport News, I'm Jemmy Lee, 13 News Now.
Animal control officers are looking for the person who shot a goose with an arrow, seriously hurting it. The bird was found in the Little Creek Channel yesterday. 13 News Now reporter Stephen Graves has more on how the goose is doing tonight.
Building a dock behind a Norfolk home off David Court in Norfolk, it's normal for Bill Snyder to see geese.
He swam right over down by the bottom, and I was right up there where you see those pilings on the right side.
But yesterday, something was off about this one.
I saw the arrow glint in the sun, and then I realized it was an orange arrow, a field arrow.
That's right, take a look. The arrow came right underneath the wing, coming out right under the neck. It calmly swam toward Snyder and a coworker.
As if it was swimming away from whoever shot it. This is his only way out, because he was obviously on his way. He was going to die.
I've not seen anything like that.
2-year animal control officer Adam Blankenship helped rescue the goose. It was alive and walking, but seriously hurt and thin. He says it was unable to get food and defenseless.
It angers me to see it in this perspective.
The goose was transferred to a wildlife rehab center in Virginia Beach. It's going through an operation today and getting nursed back to health after possible infection. Officials think it could have been like this for days.
You might be asking at home, why is this such a big deal? Coming up in the next hour, we'll explain why Norfolk police are taking this so seriously. Reporting in Norfolk, I'm Stephen Graves, 13 News Now.